I'm gonna say some really wild shit tonight, B. I'm gonna say some. I'm gonna say some low key, kind of maybe outlandish things tonight.
So okay, we're gonna start off with just make sure that I understand the
Hmm.
assignment as it was given, because I got some things that like I feel is very possible,
Right.
but I wouldn't put money on it. You feel
That
me?
that's fine.
But
That's
it's also
fine.
some stuff that like it sounds outlandish, but like I legit think it might
That's
happen. Like it
fine. That's what we hear.
really might
That's
happen.
what we
So
hear. Okay, good. I'm not alone. Because this is gonna. I'm gonna say some wild things tonight.
there are a
I'm gonna
couple
talk about.
things
I'm gonna talk
that's
about
gonna
some
go
things that people gonna be
directly
uncomfortable about.
against the way that I know you feel about things. I don't want you to
Ooh.
take that to, you know, there's just
No.
some things I feel.
Okay.
We see some things differently
We do.
as things
We do.
have progressed over the preseason heading into the season. And
Okay.
football's almost here, like real football,
Yeah,
not
real football is legit,
yeah,
legit almost here. Like,
like
like it's right.
yeah, Aaron Donald out here double fisting helmets. You
Yo,
know,
he's
like
the most terrifying man on the planet to me. Like, I understand there's like UFC fighters out here, but someone who out there who does football drills with knives just to get better at life and is willing to risk like he's willing to risk all this money that they just gave him
my
to
man,
just beat somebody to
my man
helmets.
was talking
Terrifying, bro.
retirement if they won a ring. How many
Nah.
offensive linemen do you think were like, yeah, you should do that? You have nothing to prove. You got nothing
you,
to prove going
you,
forward.
you're
You
already
should
top
call
10
it a
ever.
career.
You're
Yeah,
already top
call it a
10 ever, bro.
career.
What are
Call it
you
a
here
career.
for?
You know.
And
Anyway,
then they do a joint practice with the Bengals, who they just like ripped the hearts out of.
who
What are we?
idea with
What
this?
are we doing,
Come
bro?
on, man.
What are we
Like
doing, bro?
nobody in either office was like, this might be a bad
This is
idea.
not the way we should do this. But whatever, we here for the shenanigans. My man BQ, we are back for another
We
one.
are here for it.
I'm listen. I don't know if people understand what's going on. I'm
Look,
pretty sure
so
this is like episode
wait,
number what was it,
well,
like 8, and
so
this is the
here's
eighth different pair of
I
glasses.
don't
Hold
know
on,
I
don't
don't
cut me off.
wait.
This is the eighth different pair of glasses you had on with these shits, and I'm about to start getting mad. I'm about to start getting in my bag and then coming in here with a couple different pairs too, because I keep chilling. Like I'm gonna see a repeat one of these motherfucking times, and it's just not a repeat. We stay with the. I'm not gonna say nothing. Just know that if nobody else noticed. I'm out here and I see what's going on out here. I see
I'm
what's
sorry, my bad, my bad.
I
Like
see what's happening.
everybody got something. Like some people are sneakerheads. As I got older in life, I gave that up.
You
Some
did.
people like watches or fitted hats or women with purses or men with purses. I'm not here to judge. Or you like a nice bag.
Right.
I like glasses.
You
It's
like
an
glasses, man.
occupational thing. This is what I do.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. We are here for bold
Wait.
predictions today,
There
man.
won't be a repeat for a while though. Like I'm just letting you know. Game's the game. Just so
Always.
you know, don't take it personal. Like
Always.
this me. This
It's
me.
me. Don't say it's me like that to me. Like I don't like how you looked at the camera and said that shit like that. Oh my lord. It's
All
about
right.
to get wild tonight. We are here for bold predictions today. It is Thursday. My first draft is Tuesday. And I'm just I'm just here for full domination, B. I'm tired of talking about it a
Dude,
little bit.
man,
I'm just
I
tired of
started
talking about it.
value charting today, like legit, like putting a
Yeah, man.
dollar
Yes.
amount. That's for salary cap drafts for grown-ups.
For adults. For
For
people who
grown-ups,
actually
yeah.
like fantasy football a lot. Yeah.
Man, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. But we here for the boldness. I want to hear like just go ahead and set it off because like where are we going with this? Because you seem to I thought we were supposed to have a couple that we feel really strongly about. It sounds like you made a list. Like you like,
Yo, I got some
I
things to
got some
say.
thoughts.
I got some things,
So
man.
I may just have to be reacting off of yours.
I
I
got some
just know that a
things.
few of mine will make you react because
Okay.
I'm gonna believe it. And
I
you're gonna
had
think I'm
one,
crazy.
you know what? I'm gonna get this out the way. I had one before the Tyron Smith injury came out for Dallas, and I had one. I had Zeke Elliott finishing as RB1, and you can't say like I understand you are attached to Dallas, my man. I understand,
Ain't no way.
but when you read the line items, I was like, yo, this is not impossible.
Yeah, actually, I was like, no, this is impossible.
It's not you.
Like you were tripping.
How was it
Like you were
impossible?
you were
How?
tripping.
How is him getting the 20 TDs impossible if they move the ball well and he gets all the red zone work?
He's not going to get all the red zone work. Like the Zeke thing is going to be weird this year because I really think that early in the season, the first 4 to 6 weeks, when
Right.
he's getting 20, 22 touches a game, it's going to look pretty good. And for the value that you'll get him at, chances are you're going to feel pretty good about yourself. And I'm saying this
Right.
preseason, sell. Around week 3, week 4, when you're like, I might have something here, you better hope somebody else in your league thinks you have something as well.
Just get rid of him.
Get out. Yes, yes. And I'm not saying he's going to be a bad player. I'm just saying if he has that one run that makes you think, Zeke is really back, sell.
No.
Sell. And that's not a knock on Zeke. I think as the season progresses, one thing is going to become clear to the point that Jerry and Steven in the booth or upstairs aren't going to be able to stop it.
Okay.
Tony Pollard is the better pure running back
I think
right
he's
now.
better. I do.
And this is the year where I think it's going to be there's going to be no way to rationalize saying
Not
that
giving
Zeke
Pollard
is the
more
guy.
to work. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. I feel you.
That's just where I
But
fall with this. So I think that the
but
workload
now it don't matter because
is
Tyron's
going to
hurt. So
diminish.
we don't have
And
to.
we talked about this very, very
We did.
briefly. I am lower on Zeke than you are.
You are.
I actually feel weirdly better about him, not in terms of efficiency. I just think that they have all the reason to lean on that run game a
Killing on the
little
run
bit
game.
more.
Yeah.
And I think that they are going to Zeke's 3.5 yards implies that Tyron is not around, and they're going to keep giving it to him until the point where it's like everybody looks at him like, "Are y'all stupid?
I hope
Give
so.
Tony the rock more." So we'll see.
I want nothing but pain for y'all.
We'll see. We'll see.
So
Dude,
simple
I'm
thing.
broken. I'm broken already.
I know.
Man.
I see it in your.
I'm
Yo, listen.
broken.
I see it in your eyes. I see it in your text when we talk.
Man,
I hear it in
I
your
saw
voice.
I saw a report and it was like, okay, first off, there's a certain amount of I don't want to say karma for me talking stuff because whatever, but off the bone, B. You know how I feel about
Yo,
off the bone.
off the
Off the
OTB,
bone,
man.
lineman. That's a wrap. Just collect them checks. Y'all took somebody first round. Hopefully it works out because Tyron's never going to be Tyron again, and that makes me
Right.
sad. But I'm already broken, man.
Off the bone for a lineman is a wrap, baby.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap off the bone
Like
for a lineman.
it's sad, but it's a wrap.
It's curtains. We might not
So
see him again.
we'll see. No, he's gonna play again. He'll
Yeah.
play. He'll play this out. He's gonna keep getting them checks as he
Fair.
should.
He's getting a lot of money. He's getting a lot of bread.
It's not even that he's getting a lot of money. They still owe him money. He is on such a below the market deal. I think his deal averages something like 11, 12 million a year
he's gotta
for
put
a
it out
top
there.
notch.
Yeah, he's
At
not
this
getting enough
point,
for it.
get the rest of
Yeah.
your money, man. Get the rest of it because you've been underpaid the last 3 to 4 years easily. So
100%.
get your money. You my guy. Zeke finishing RB1 is preposterous under any circumstances.
It is now.
He's not that guy.
It is now.
It was
It is now.
preposterous beforehand. Like,
Nah.
had Tyron not gotten hurt and you hopped on here and told me Zeke was going to be RB1, the
was
way
coming.
I would have reacted.
It was coming. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I'm devastated.
So, all right, I'm gonna set off one of mine because it
Please
sounds
do.
like you got a lot to say.
I got some things, baby.
So, should I just let it out? Like, is that how we're doing this? We just
I'm
chop
ready.
it up?
Listen, this is a
We
season.
just-
You my man.
all right. So here's the thing. We talked about Aaron Jones. I like Aaron Jones. You know that I like Aaron Jones. I feel good about Aaron Jones and how productive he is going to be.
Yes.
I think that I look at him more as a good slot receiver going into this year than a traditional running back because I think he's going to get a lot of receptions.
Yep.
70 catches is in play. Like, I really do like Aaron Jones. Like, I want to be clear, this is not me knocking Aaron Jones.
Okay.
At the end of this season, the best fantasy running back in Green Bay will be A.J. Dillon. He is going to finish above Aaron Jones in terms of total points. The issue is I can't advocate drafting him above Aaron Jones because I understand that it doesn't necessarily make sense to, but I feel deep in my heart that AJ Dillon is just going to get the rock a lot. Those wide receivers are not it. They are going to lean on that run game, and if you were going to lean on that run game, AJ Dillon is the guy that you were going to do so with.
I'm gonna hold
I
my
think
phone
they.
right here. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't. I can't.
Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon both finished as top 12 running backs. Is what I had written down.
I
I
see them
think it
both as
goes
top
even
15,
more.
top 20. But
I
so
think it.
I don't even think that's great. I just think AJ is going to be the one. But I still like Aaron Jones. So it's not even a matter of I think Aaron Jones is going too high. I might drop him slightly. I
Okay.
think AJ Dillon is going entirely too low and is not being valued properly.
100%.
He is not.
100%.
So if I'm looking at the top 20 running backs, and we spoke in one of our first episodes, I am very high on Travis Etienne.
You are.
If
Give
you're
me Dillon
asking me
100
who do I
times.
feel better about,
Yeah.
from a floor standpoint, I feel much better about Dillon. From a ceiling standpoint, if everything clicks, I probably still feel better about Dillon because I see 16 to 18 touchdown potential if everything clicks because he's made to be a red zone monster.
100%. Like I can see AJ Dillon scoring 15, 16 rushing touchdowns alone this year. Like
Absolutely.
it's
That's the
something
thing. That's the thing. He's not going to get that passing game work. He can catch, but he's not
he
going to get
can.
that because Aaron
Jones is going to catch
Jones.
70, 75 passes. I absolutely see it. Okay, we see that similarly. I'm jumping straight out the window.
Please do.
I think Kirk Cousins can throw 45 touchdowns this year.
Oh,
I
you wildin'.
45.
45?
45 touchdowns this year. You take that offense and you get Justin Jefferson year 3, who I think is going to at the end of this year be the best wide receiver in football. I think that's going to be his crown at the end of this year. You
Hold
get
that
Adam
thought.
you
Hold
get
that
Adam
thought.
Thielen for a full year without
We
the
hope.
injuries.
We
Thielen,
hope.
oh my
We
god,
hope.
Adam,
I'm just
give
saying we
me
hope. Like
we do. But Adam Thielen is a touchdown monster. He scores touchdowns. He's wonderful in the red zone. Irv Smith coming out here. You're gonna get 3 or 4 from Dalvin.
so.
My
Okay.
whole
So
thing is
so
that's all perfectly fine. We know the personnel, but you have the offensive coordinator from the Rams coming over as the head coach, who is going to use Jefferson like they use Cooper Cup. Because why wouldn't you? Plus, open him up for his downfield talent that he has there. You're gonna open up that offense to more passing touchdowns.
do,
Kirk
do
Cousins
I
has thrown 30 the
do I get a
last 3
rebuttal?
years.
Do I get a
Yeah,
rebuttal?
he's thrown over 30 the last 3 years.
Okay.
45.
Okay. Look.
You
Look.
had the
Look. Look.
extra game. I think 45 is
45
in
is a
play.
very very large
I think
number.
for
Now
100%. I think he leads the league in touchdown passes. I think he can. I'm
So,
not
so
saying he will.
okay, so that
I'm
was my next
saying
question.
it is
Like,
possible.
so how strongly do you feel about this one? Because like that AJ versus Aaron thing, I'll stamp that. Like, I think AJ is going to finish above Aaron,
I
but I think Aaron Jones is going to be very good. Or is this one of those like
yeah.
I think it could
This is
happen
one of
because we're
those.
talking about Kirk Cousins.
This is
Like
both right.
he's been, I think he's going to be very good this year. I think he's going to
Kirk
be very
has been
productive.
good. Kirk has thrown
But
over 30 TDs without Adam.
45,
Yeah,
45 is
man.
a
I think Jefferson is
very
about to go
very.
stupid. I think Jefferson's about to go nuts. I think they're going to
I
be in the
do
red
too.
zone a lot,
So
and
I
he's going
think
to get a lot of
Jefferson.
those TDs
I
there.
think Jefferson is going to be outstanding this year. So this is. I think Thielen. I don't dispute what you are saying. I'm saying 45 is a ridiculous
45, man.
number because they are
Bold.
still going.
It's
Be,
bold, baby.
because there's bold and there's silly. Like
That's not
Kirk
silly though.
Cousins. Kirk. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Kirk
How?
Cousins. It's Kirk
How?
Cousins. But he's
Right,
still
but Kirk
Kirk
Cousins
Cousins.
has been good though.
Because still he is. He has
He's
been.
been
You are
good.
absolutely right.
I'm not saying I didn't say Davis Mills is going to throw
Not that
45.
good. And here, if they didn't have a run game, if it was a Buffalo situation where I felt that they were going to
Hmm.
throw the ball 80% of the time, I might be inclined to agree. But they have a truly legitimate elite running back.
He's unbelievable.
He is going to get a decent number of red zone carries. Even if it's not all him in the red zone, we're not talking about 90s Emmitt Smith or anything like that.
Right.
He's going to get enough of that red zone work that it will diminish Kirk Cousins' final touchdown. 45 for Kirk Cousins don't even sound right.
45.
That's
Listen,
not
man.
bold. That's not
45.
well, it is bold. It's reckless.
It's bold. It's not. Nah, it's both. It's not outlandish though. It's not
It is
outlandish. It's
outlandish.
not.
It
You
is
think about Kirk
outlandish.
because I said Kirk
It is
Cousins.
outlandish.
No, everything is pointing to that offense going nuts and passing the ball.
And that's what I'm
Nuts.
saying. I agree with that.
If you
45
said
is still a
40,
ridiculous
if
number.
I said 40, is that ridiculous?
No, the extra five.
Five.
The extra five.
That's what I'm saying. The
The
extra
extra,
five
like, think
comes up.
about the history
Come
of
on, bro.
football and the
It's
quarterbacks who have thrown 45
there
touchdowns.
hasn't been
I
many.
get it. We haven't. We're talking elites,
I
like
know.
truly elites.
I know.
Kirk Cousins has been good. He ain't that. He
All
ain't
listen.
that.
All it
He ain't
takes is the
that.
opportunity, man. All it takes is the opportunity. The
Yes,
opportunity is
because
going to
if
go Kirk.
anybody has been held down, it has been Kirk
And I don't think
Cousins.
their defense is going to be that good. I think they're going to throw even more. I don't think the defense is going to be that good.
We'll see. All right, fair enough. I mean, it's bold predictions. Like, I disagree with you on this one, but all
Right.
right, fair
No,
enough.
that's fine. You're going to
I
disagree
disagree.
vehemently on one of these joints.
To be
Just
to
wait till
be
I get to
fair,
one.
I do think that it is entirely possible he ends up being like a top 8 quarterback this year in terms of
Right.
fantasy. Like, I am very, very bullish on Kirk Cousins. I do
Yeah.
not want to sound like I'm shitting on Kirk Cousins, but 45 is ridiculous because he's
I'm
still
shitting on
Kirk
Kirk Cousins a
Cousins.
little bit. Kirk, listen, Kirk. I believe in
You
you, cuz.
insulted him just a little bit. Just a little bit you
You
insulted
have
him.
to. Listen, I can pop off my next one if you want to, because I'm out here.
Um, let's see. We still on? Wait, that was Kirk Cousins. Oh, we're not even going position for position. You just got stuff to say because
Nothing.
I got mine all structured with bullet points and
You
whatnot.
started at running back. I was going to start at quarterback, so I just started at the top of mine.
All right, fair enough. I'm gonna go to quarterback real quick. All
Okay.
right, so
I got another quarterback one, so we can buy, we
all
can
right. Well,
piggyback. You gotta get
this
bold,
one
bro.
this one pains me. Look, AJ Dillon. Oh, AJ Dillon is going so far below Aaron Jones just because
AJ
you
Dillon
see
is
this
going after
ridiculousness
Brees
the way that
Hall.
I see this
Like I don't
doesn't
know
mean
how
it ain't
people are
bold.
taking.
It just means that me and you see this game in some ways very similarly, in some ways
Yeah,
very differently.
the people taking Brees
So
Hall over over AJ
I
Dillon is
have,
weird for me. Like everything you're saying
I've
makes sense.
dissed Carson Wentz a lot on these shows.
Oh, okay, I'm about to react.
Correct? Correct?
Yes,
I
I'm
have
about to
dissed
react.
him a
I'm about to,
lot.
I'm about to get mad because you said
I
you started
I
you
don't
started barking
think
about Kirk Cousins. I'm
no no
starting to
no
get mad.
no no no
I'm
no.
starting,
I
I'm starting to
don't
get
think
mad.
that Carson Wentz is a good quarterback. I
He's
don't.
not.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be a better fantasy quarterback, like not real life. We're talking about the game. Just the game. I need to underline that. Just the game.
You're
He's
gonna say
going
Aaron
to
Rodgers,
finish
aren't
as
you?
I am. He
You're
is
gonna
going to finish as a better fantasy football
I
quarterback
knew
than
it.
Aaron Rodgers.
I knew you were gonna say Aaron
The
Rodgers.
Green Bay Packers
I'm
are
wilding
done
now.
out here.
I'm
They are
bugging
done
now.
out here, B. They are done.
I'm
They
bugging
are
out.
done. Aaron
Um,
Rodgers, weird ass, has gone
oh,
and sent Devontae freaking Adams to Las Vegas.
come on,
And
dog.
his replacement is
I'm
Alan
bugging.
Lazard.
Alan,
Alan
listen,
Lazard, B.
the Lazard
Alan
King, man.
Lazard.
Yeah, man. Aaron
Where,
Jones.
what, I think that Green Bay is going to have a monstrous run game. That's the big thing behind this is I think they are going to have a monstrous run game. So the way I see it,
Come on, man.
1,400 for Dillon and 1,000 for Jones is
Hmm.
well within play. Like I think they're
Yes.
going to have a monster run game, and around week 6, all the coaches are going to look around and be like, "We're throwing to Alan Lazard, B. What are we doing?" Like, so this is not even a knock
Here's
on
the, all
Aaron
right.
Rodgers. This is not me saying Aaron Rodgers is going to be bad. I think that the fact that he will get Green Bay to the quarterback to the playoffs this year is going to be nothing short of special and spectacular. That being said, I think they are going to try to limit how much they throw. I truly, truly do. I think they're going to keep those throws really safe. I don't see the touchdown production that we normally see coming. And Carson Wentz, despite the fact that he is not good, Washington's going to be bad. I don't think people are properly acknowledging how bad they are going to be. They are going to be bad. They are going to be behind week after week after week after week. And Carson Wentz is going to eat in garbage time. He is going to feast. those numbers when he's giving you 20, 22 every week, and you're like, but this dude
22
sucks. But that's
every
I'm just saying, look, Carson Wentz will not be on my roster.
You went
I'm not
bold.
advocating taking him.
You went bold.
Why? Because I don't like having bad football players, and he is a bad football player, but he will be incredibly productive.
That's what I
Aaron
like about
Rodgers
you.
will not be.
That's what I like about you. You went bold. You went bold.
You also
There's
go bold.
that's
Yeah. Yeah,
you
come
went
on,
bold.
man. Come on. This,
You went
this
bold.
me. This
You went bold.
me.
You went
This
bold.
me. Yes.
You are big
Yes.
bugging about this. Wentz is not. We see Taylor Heineke by week 10. Like Wentz, that city loves Heineke, baby. They
It
they
does.
rally
It
behind
does.
Heineke.
And here's the thing. They
He's
don't
gonna be
even like
terrible.
Wentz. They don't even seem to
No,
like Wentz.
that's what I'm
You know,
saying.
but they're going to be bad and they will
They're gonna
not
be
bench
bad.
Wentz. Here's why they won't bench him. Because they
He is
traded
going
for
to
him
produce them.
despite seeing
He
how bad he
is.
was in Indy. If they bench him for a guy they already had on the roster, somebody important has to get fired.
Somebody
That's
gotta
how
get
these
fired.
things work. Somebody
I
gotta
agree.
go.
I agree. Um, I'll get to my next. I'm not gonna mention Davis Mills because I was about to wild out on Davis Mills. Like, people
Look,
know I love Davis Mills. We good.
we've been talking about him. He gonna be all right. He ain't no Carson Wentz. So I'm
My
playing.
next,
Carson Wentz is terrible. Just to be clear, I need to keep saying it because I need
I
it to
love
be
Davis.
understood that I
It didn't
think that
sound
dude
like it.
is terrible at football.
You just
I
think he's better than
do.
Aaron Rodgers. I feel you. Um,
Fantasy wise.
I got.
Fantasy wise. And what's worse is Carson Wentz ain't even one of the quarterbacks you can like as a person more than Aaron Rodgers.
You can't. You can't.
Like, forget how
You
good
can't.
you are. How's it everywhere you go, don't nobody like you?
Right. This is why I think Adams is gonna be
Carson
amazing with
Wentz,
Carr, man.
Carson Wentz is the QB from draft day.
Oh,
That's him. That's Carson. That's Carson. He's the
yes.
one lying about his birthday party, baby.
Ugh.
That movie was terrible.
That movie was yo. That movie was garbage. I'm not even gonna get into it. Uh, bold prediction: Jacoby
But
Brissett
I've
plays
but I've seen it
all.
like four. But I've seen it like 4 or 5 times.
Of course you do. I know everything about you that you would watch that movie again. I seen Ghost Dog 14 times, bro. You know, just, nobody loves Ghost Dog more than
Ace
I
just
love.
tried to kill me on video. If you waited
Nobody,
until I took a sip of water and tried to
nobody
end it
on the
all,
planet loves Ghost Dog more than I love Ghost Dog, bro. Forrest Whitaker walking in big ass hot clothes in the summer in the hood, being a samurai. I might watch Ghost Dog tomorrow because that soundtrack was elite. Ghost Dog with the braids, with the eyes out here doing
wow.
samurai shit, with the pigeons, with the Mike
Oh,
Tyson pigeons up top.
oh
If
Jesus.
you never seen
Oh.
Ghost Dog, you don't know what you do. Listen, and you, I love that fucking
All
movie, bro.
right. So
Let me
I've
chill.
never seen
Jacoby
Ghost
Brissett.
Dog.
You've
I've never
never,
seen
you
it.
gotta watch complete
The
about
only
Ghost Dog.
reason I know what you were referring to is my old days, way back in the day, where I spent 6 months at Blockbuster, and
Yeah,
I remember the cover, and I remember thinking, huh,
Ghost Dog.
that looks not intriguing, but different. Like it was like it looked like the most intriguing piece of garbage ever. But now I'm
Yo,
curious because my man's
dude,
has co-signed it, and he's
Ghost
co-signed
Dog.
it. So now I got to go look up
Ghost
Ghost Dog.
Dog. Ghost Dog. The Way of the Samurai. Yes, sir.
Wait, is that part of the title?
Yes, Ghost Dog, colon,
Hey,
The Way of the
hey.
Samurai.
See, something about having the second line to the
You feel
title.
me?
It's like, y'all mean
You,
this shit.
you feel
Y'all
me?
mean it. Mm-hmm.
Ghost Dog, bro.
Okay, I'm on it. I'm
Ghost
on it. All
Dog.
right, Jacoby Brissett. My bad. My bad.
Jacoby Brissett plays all 17 games for Cleveland. All
Okay,
17.
so is this bold prediction on some Deshaun? Because they agreed to 11. Is this
They
on
do.
some he plays well enough that Cleveland's like we're not going to play Deshaun?
Because I think Cleveland has gotten to a point where obviously they paid him. So they're going to play Deshaun all next year. He's their quarterback. I get it. I think Brissett plays well enough. And I think there's enough horrible, horrible, horrible energy around Watson coming back this year to where I don't know if it's something else comes out. I don't know if it's something else. Like if he gets hurt, ramping himself up, something just tells me that he's not playing this year. I just feel like he's not playing, and I think Brissett. I think they're by 11 games, they're 7-4 randomly.
They're not going to be 7-4.
They're not. They're gonna be bad because I got something else about them too. But I don't
So
know.
they're not going to be 7-4, which
I,
is the
I
thing.
just feel like,
I don't see a scenario where Deshaun misses 11 and they have more than 5 wins.
and they have more than 5 wins. Yeah,
So at that point, yeah, you're going to play him. They're going to
yeah,
play him because at this point, they've taken the sort of PR hit where it's like, what's the difference? What's the difference?
that part's fair
That's
too.
they've
They
taken
might just lean
sort of
into it.
the fact that they played him in preseason
They
leads
might
me to
just lean
believe
into it.
they are shameless. Did you see that press
Oh yeah,
conference
man.
with
They
the
don't care.
owner and the
They
GM?
don't care.
They are shameless.
That's fair. They don't care.
So the only way that this happens is if Jacoby Brissett is suddenly not Jacoby Brissett
He
and just
just goes
balls out
nuts
something
and starts to
crazy,
ball out like Randall
which
Cunningham when Culpepper got hurt, type thing. Like
but we had seen Culpepper at an elite
we have,
level
we
before
have,
that.
we have.
That's Jacoby Brissett has
It's not
come
gonna be the same
in and
thing.
had, and it's not one of those situations where he hasn't had a run of games to really see what he's had.
Yeah,
He's a good backup. Like
he was good for the Colts
if you
when Andrew Luck left.
if you have your quarterback out for 11 games, Brissett is about as good a quarterback as you are going to get, except for Tyrod, which never makes sense to me why Tyrod just doesn't get a starting job somewhere. But
Start
whatever,
Tyrod.
whatever.
Please, Dable. Just start
The
Tyrod.
Browns aren't going to be shamed. So unless Brissett balls, I just don't see it. I just don't see it unless he
Yeah, it's
balls
fair.
because they've already
I
taken
just
such a massive,
maybe it's just me
massive.
feeling like you can't let this dude play this year, bro. Like that's probably what it is. Like you
So
can't let this
I
dude play,
hope
yo.
not to see him this year. I truly do, but they can't be shamed at this point. They've made that abundantly clear.
I
So
think
I'm
that's
not
fair.
gonna.
I think that's fair.
I feel like that's more of a you hope not to see him. And
I think that's fair.
I hope not to see him, but they're gonna play him. They're
I
gonna
think that's
play him.
fair. I am going to hop into the running back because it's along those same lines. Nick Chubb.
Okay. What about
People
him?
love Nick Chubb.
People really do like him.
I think Nick Chubb is one of the 2 to 3 best pure runners as far as just talent running the ball in the league. I think
Hmm.
he's excellent. Finishes outside the top 24 at running back.
Outside the top 24.
Outside the top 24.
So do you think this is injury related or just that Kareem's gonna ball?
I think they don't have any. I don't think their wide receivers are scary at all. Like I know Amari's really good, but Amari is going to
Amari's
check
not.
out. He's going to check out.
It's entirely possible he will. It's
Yeah.
possible. That being said, there's no more guaranteed money in his contract, and I imagine he wants to get paid again. So
With Brissett, who we just said, is Brissett winging the ball out there like that?
yeah, but if Brissett is really making Amari like throw the ball to Will sort of a situation, Amari will be happy enough with that because in the Dallas offense they did not feature him the way that they should have. So you know,
Yeah,
he's not scary. He's certainly not the one that's going to
no,
scare you, but he's a good wide receiver. Like you could do a
no,
lot worse than Amari
yeah.
Cooper.
Hunt, I think is going to cook
I think Hunt's going to cook, but if you're saying outside the top 24, I think
outside
you
top
almost
24.
have to be saying that Hunt is
So
going to finish higher.
I am.
They're
I
going to
think Hunt
have.
finishes higher.
All right,
I,
so
I, I think
to
Hunt
be
finishes
fair,
higher. I
it's
think,
on my list. That exact thing is on my
yeah,
list. Kareem Hunt
because
finishes
no
above
passing
Nick
work.
Chubb.
Yeah, no passing work for Nick Chubb because you don't need to because you got Kareem Hunt. That offensive line was really good last year. They're not going to be as good. They've had some losses on the offensive line. Anytime you take a step back on your offensive line, plus a step back at quarterback,
So the step
plus
backs
a
that they
step,
take, you also
yeah,
have to say a step forward for the young ones because they had two of their starters are still incredibly young. So
right,
you'd expect at least some level of improvement still, despite them having been good last
right. But they're not going to be as good. They had a really, really good
year.
offensive line last year. Even if they just have a good offensive line, it's not the same. Stack boxes with Brissett, he's not going to terrify you with his arm.
So,
Brissett's going to run more than Baker did.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Brissett might run a little more than Baker did. Blah blah blah. The defenses that they're going to see are going to be no different than with Baker. Jacoby Brissett is Baker ain't scaring anybody. What are we talking about?
Baker.
What are we talking about? What are we like? So the way
Right.
that I see it is Kareem Hunt, I do think finishes above Chubb, but I think that they're both top 20 running backs. I think that Chubb is
I don't feel it with Chubb,
I think
man.
Chubb is being ranked as like a top 6 to 8 running back. I don't see him in that way at
That's
all.
outlandish to me.
I see him more in the 16 to 20 range. And I see Hunt in kind of that. I see that they're in the same tier for me. That's the best way that I can put it. They are literally in the same tier of running back for me at this point as we get closer to the draft. If I had to take one, I feel safer about Chubb, yet I feel that Hunt is going to finish a little
Safer,
bit better.
sure. Yeah. I mean, Hunt also hates everything right now. He was so who knows
And
what
that's
who
and
knows
that's
what
the other
he'll
thing.
do.
That's the other thing. Hunt wants his money. He has been on a discount price because of how things ended in KC.
Right.
He's been on a discount for 3 or 4 years now. It's
Right.
been a little while. He wants his
Y'all
money.
paying serial
They have
massage
all
rapists.
they,
Pay me.
they have already paid Chubb.
Right.
Chubb is going to be there going forward. We don't know whether Hunt is. So if Chubb starts to feel unhappy or feel a bit challenged with his role, I would expect that they expand that some. I do think he's overvalued because I think that the Cleveland offense is going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit everywhere. I just don't think it's going to be particularly good at the end of the day. So
Yeah. I definitely think he can finish 25. I think there's enough guys who I think can get more where I don't. Chubb very well just may not be as dominant yardage wise as he has been.
no,
And
that
it's
that's
really
fair.
his it's just yardage wise. Like Chubb
I guess
eats
he does not catch the ball.
because it's yard and he doesn't catch the ball. And
He
that's
does
all
not
it
catch the
takes for
ball.
him to drop down. Because that yardage wise is getting him to the red zone, then he's getting the red zone work. If they don't get there, he's not scoring touchdowns. I can see it. I can
I
see it.
got.
He's
I
not gonna be on my
have.
team anywhere.
I have one for. Wait, where did this just go? Well, I'm going off the top because I'm pretty sure I just accidentally deleted
Just
my
delete
file
it.
on my phone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I am pretty sure I did. So whatever.
Edit
We're going
undo
off.
doesn't work on the
No,
phone.
we're going off. I'm sure it does, but like to figure out how to undo it, I'm like looking at my screen legitimately. So we're just gonna rock with
You know
this.
what your heart feels. Because I'm wilding out my
No,
next one.
I know what most of these are off the top of my head anyway because I've thought about it. My next one is one that'll make you feel good. It will
Daniel
actually bring a
Jones.
smile to your face.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had man. Somebody.
Saquon back,
Yeah, baby.
like back.
Saquon. Yeah, he is.
Saquon is going to finish as one of the top 6 running backs in fantasy this year. I am valuing him as such. Like this isn't one of those situations
Ooh.
where it's like,
That was my
okay,
question.
I'm not gonna take him here because I might not work out. No. I am valuing Saquon as a tier 2 running back. When we first did our running back show, I had him in a tier by himself between 4 and 5 because I did not know what to do with him. He looks healthy.
He does.
Everything sounds like he has been healthy.
He looks decisive.
Daniel Jones is. I'm gonna be nice and call him mid. I'm gonna be friendly. I'm gonna
I'll
call
take
him mid.
mid, yo.
I'm gonna
I'll
take.
take
That's the
mid,
thing.
B.
Middle,
I'll take
middle get you
mid.
right. Middle get
I'll
you
take
right. It'll get you
mid.
where you need
I
to
know a
go.
lot of people out there who think they don't,
Hey,
but that's mid that you got in
What
your
did what
system.
did what did those what were the memes back in the day? The mid still selling.
It's still out there. That's what keeps the game alive, baby. You know what I'm
so
saying?
so I think that Daniel Jones he's fine. He's okay. I think Saquon is going to have a ridiculous year in large part because I think they're going to use him in the passing game. I think that is something that I don't see a path to them being a successful offense without him
And
being a
doing it
huge part of the passing
100%.
game. And I'd like to think that if I understand this, that the coaches who get
They
paid
do.
millions of dollars to study such things
They do.
understand this. He is the best weapon on your team. There is no close second place. Maybe you want to say Kadarius Toney can do some fun stuff, and he can. He killed Dallas in Dallas last year. He's
It's
not
not
reliable.
Saquon
He's
though.
not reliable. He's not going to get it done for you week after week. That offense has to be built around Saquon. Saquon needs to get. There should not be a game this year,
Where
assuming
he
he
doesn't get
remains
20 touches.
healthy, where he does. I was going to say 18, but 20
20.
sounds more like it.
20 touches. He needs 20
And,
touches.
and it's a cold world. If this is last year and they don't expect to pay him, run him into the ground. I know that it sounds terrible. It does. I don't like it. I wish he got his money, especially after going through that injury, but
The game's the
it's a
game.
cold game out there. It is a cold game. And
The game
the
is the
thing that
game.
makes the most sense is just to give the ball to Saquon over and over.
100%. And it doesn't make sense not to. Like, I think 80, 85 catches on top of a ton of rushing work is in play. They're going to use him like McCaffrey gets used. They're going to use him more than Eckler gets used. I think Eckler's usage takes a little step back because I think they
A
have bigger
little,
goals.
a little, yeah.
They're going to use him the way that us as fantasy owners want Los Angeles to use Eckler. Like they're just, Saquon, here you go, bro. They're going to be drives where it's all Saquon, handoffs, dump offs, passes out. Route he still
And it
runs
needs
that.
to be. There's really
It
no other
has to be.
path. There's
I
really no
love.
other path for that
I
offense.
have never rostered Saquon Barkley as a fantasy owner, and you were there when we drafted Saquon. I came down for the draft, and you saw the pure joy because I've wanted Saquon Barkley over anybody else we took, including bum ass Darnold, who doesn't have a job now.
Wait, wait,
Glad
wait,
that
wait,
was
wait.
vindicated.
Which was that? That was
Yes.
the late in year.
Yep.
I was so depressed. I was so sad.
Vander
I
Esch,
was
yeah, it
so
was.
I was so sad.
He had some moments for you
I,
though. But yeah, like
he had
Saquon,
neck problems in college.
I know
Shocking. He has neck problems. Neck problems don't go away, B.
they
You
don't.
don't
Your
take
neck
a
always
dude with
sucks.
neck problems at number 20, two
When
years
your
after
neck
you took a
sucks.
dude with a dead nerve in his knee that plays the exact same position. I'm tired, man. See, you look at my eyes.
Guess who he
I'm
plays
dead
for now?
inside. It's
I
it's
can't wait.
gone.
I
It's
can't wait for
who
Jalen
does he
Smith
play
to be.
for? Who does he actually play for?
I wonder if we drop Jalen Smith.
No, I
One,
thought y'all dropped him. Did y'all
yeah, I
keep
think
him?
we did because my man
I
Blake is back.
really.
Word to Blake, baby.
Hey,
Um,
IDP. That's my guy. Eyes
That's my
on him.
tenant. Yeah, relax, bro. You don't need no Blake. You want no Giants on your team? Calm down, my guy.
Who gives a
Uh,
shit?
Me,
My
bro.
Cowboy
Damn.
fandom is dead inside. Like I will always love them, but like I'm broken. I can't do
Oh
this no
shit.
more. Like, come on,
Oh.
dude. Come on.
Is it
Like,
Saquon? I'm
okay.
with you.
Like Saquon. Yeah, let's get back to Saquon. Saquon's
This
gonna
is Saquon. I'm
eat.
with you. And
Saquon is going to eat.
I think Saquon value wise is going to be. Shut up. I'm chilling. I'm chilling because we got watches and
I think
listeners. I'm
he's. I
chilling
think
though.
he's top six.
But
Top six. Top
yep,
six.
I have ideas. Um, we're gonna go to wide receiver. And
No. You can have a list of things to say. Wide receiver is the one place that I've really got something I need to get off my chest.
okay,
All right,
okay.
I need to get this off my chest.
Let me double back to my one more quick little running back one then.
Please, let's
Um,
go. You smirking already? You already got a smirk on your face. I'm intrigued.
I had DeAndre Swift catches 100 passes this year.
Ooh, 100's a big number
It's a
for a
monster
back.
number. It's a monster number.
Who's the? I'm spacing out. Has a back caught 100 before? Because like I'm
Did
old, and
McCaffrey
right
catch
now
100 once?
it's possible he did. Like I'm old, and my brain works real randomly. Where I remember stuff from 20 years ago, as well as I remember stuff from 3 seasons ago. My head automatically goes to Larry Centers.
Larry Centers, yeah.
Like that's exact. And I'm like, he caught 91 in like 96, 97 range.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like people have come
McCaffrey
close, but I don't
might
remember
have
somebody
scored 100.
like I don't remember anybody catching 100. That just sounds like a mighty big number.
Yeah, it's bold. It's absolutely bold, especially
Like,
because they have
yeah,
legit wide receivers there. But
Jared Goff, like he can't throw it far.
another year of Jamal Williams means that I think he gets even less work this year than he did last year. And I think Swift is going to be on the field a whole lot more. And where DeAndre Swift gets terrifying is a dump ball. I think instead of turning around and handing him off.
Just to be clear, you are correct. McCaffrey's done it twice.
Yep.
Okay. Jesus, McCaffrey was a monster before the
McCaffrey
injury.
is
Fair. Like
unbelievable.
you see the raw numbers, but I have never
No,
rostered Christian
it's insane.
McCaffrey in any
It's
league.
insane,
I have
dog.
not known joy. He caught
It's insane.
116 in
Yes,
2019 after 107 in
it's
2018.
insane, dog. And if he plays all 17, he's catching another 100 this year. He just is.
Probably.
He just is, bro. I have
Probably.
one glory, and nobody cares. Actually, the deep fantasy lovers are gonna hate it. I had one game 2 years ago, bro, when I made the trade, and I had McCaffrey and Dalvin, and it all just started looking. You were like, "Yo,
And
I hate your team, but that shit is terrifying." And then the next week,
but I was also like, it's risky, but I was also
and
like,
it was, bro. And it was risky because he the next week pain ensues because this game doesn't give a shit about you. But McCaffrey, I'm not gonna have him in all my league. I'm having him in one league. I just have to because if he is fine, he's the best fantasy football player. Period. Excluding nobody. Look what he embodies. Like it's just not. I just don't. But DeAndre Swift, he's not. It's not the same. It's not that it's the same caliber, but it's the same. If your offense runs through a guy like that, instead of turning around and handing him the ball, swing passes, quick screens, shovel
so
pass, everything, all those things count as little receptions. And I think
so
he's just
here's
better in space.
I respect the take, and I think that that's how the Lions offense should work. I don't think
They
that's
got
how it's
guys
going to
throwing the
go.
ball to.
They have legitimate pass catchers. Like
They do.
the Lions are going they're going to get good faster than anyone expects because eventually they're just going to get once they figure out quarterback, so much of it is
They're going to
in
be very good.
place. Like so much is in place in Detroit, but
And young.
Jared Goff. I don't know that I trust him even with the. We had the conversation about that dump off that cost you a week, and then I cackled. I felt so bad for you, but I laughed. I did laugh because that's what real friends do. That's how
Because
you
I
know
was
when
checked
somebody's
out.
really your
You
folks
brought
when
me
they'll
back
laugh
in,
at you,
and I was
when
like,
they'll
"You
laugh at
bullshitting."
you,
And then it
when they'll
actually worked,
laugh
and I was
at
like,
you.
"Oh, my man kept me up. I'm awake." And then I just stopped responding to you. that, was, that was it. I just stopped talking to you again. I'll hit you tomorrow, B. I wake up to a 1:30 a.m. text. You good, yo? Nigga, I've been asleep for 2 hours. Get off my phone. Leave me alone.
I'm the night owl. What can I say? I'm up. I'm always up.
Oh man.
You got any more
Oh,
for running back?
I don't because you said you got some wild wide receiver. I wonder if it's wild or mine. You set us off.
So again, I only did a few for each because I thought we were supposed to, I didn't know I was supposed to have a long list, but this is one that I've been feeling for
Mm,
a while, but I
okay.
haven't known how to like, quite say it or verbalize it. I'm like, nah, B, you can't say that. That's craziness. Like you can't really think because logically it doesn't make sense. Like I could read a spreadsheet, I understand the numbers, I understand the projections, all of it makes
Oh,
sense.
this is a big one coming.
He is a tremendous player. He is one of the best players at his position in football. So I don't want this to come off as wrong
Okay.
because I really don't want this to come off like I'm hating on the other player, and it'll make sense in a second. From a purely fantasy standpoint,
Okay.
you think Josh Allen is going to have this outstanding, world-breaking, just
I do.
he's going to have the Thanos season where he gets
Yes.
all the stones, and I,
You don't
Stephon
disagree.
Diggs
You
isn't
just
going to
don't
be.
think that I'm there.
No, no, no. I don't quite agree, but I think he's going to be awesome. And everything about the Bills' offense is kind of predicated on how good Josh is going to be, which
I
he's going to
think I
be
see where this
awesome.
is going.
There's one thing. There's a guy who is being picked as a top 5 to 7 wide receiver. Who I
Oh
get why
boy.
he's being picked as a top 5 to 7 wide receiver,
Mm-hmm.
except he's his own team's number 2 receiver this year. Gabe Davis is the best wide receiver for fantasy on the Buffalo Bills. He is going to finish above Stephon Diggs in fantasy. Period. This isn't me saying that I'm prefacing it like, oh, I think this might happen, but I don't know. No, 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 no. I'm gonna put my name on this shit. Gabe Davis is gonna finish above Stephon Diggs.
Ooh.
Yeah, I am saying it. clear eyes, full hearts. Like
Can't
I
lose.
feel this shit. And it's not because Diggs is not going to be productive. I think Diggs is going to catch 100 balls. I think he's going to catch something for like 12, 1,300 yards. I think Diggs is going to be incredibly productive.
How many touchdowns do you think Diggs has with that?
6 to 8. I think the touchdown production is going to be the issue. I think the touchdown production is going to be the issue. I think that Davis is going to finish somewhere in the 70 catch range,
Okay.
but I think Davis is pushing 20 touchdowns. Which brings me to bold prediction number 2.
So one out of every 4 catches is a touchdown?
Gabe Davis is going to lead the NFL in touchdown receptions this season. I'm going to put my name on it.
This is what I'm talking about.
I told you. No, when you first said you wanted to do this, I'm like, I got some shit to say at wide receiver.
This is what I'm talking about.
I had some shit to say at wide receiver. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't like being swayed by preseason. I don't. But I've been feeling this shit. And the last time that we saw the Bills in one of the great games that any of us have seen,
4 touchdowns, B.
He looked like a man amongst boys.
4 touchdowns, dog.
And then,
in the biggest game of the year.
And as the pressure rose, he just kept. And as the pressure rose, Josh Allen was looking to him a lot.
Over Diggs.
Because here's the thing. Diggs runs these incredible routes. He has these incredible hands. He's fast, but he's not the fastest. He's not small, but he's certainly not the biggest. For a quarterback like Josh, having a dude that you can just say, I'm going to throw this shit up, go get it, there is a certain value to that. And when the stakes were highest, he learned that this dude can go get it. He's going to get the ball. I think Diggs is going to catch the ball more. I think he will have more yards, but I think that the gap will be small enough that touchdown difference is going to take Davis over the top. So this is not at all a big at Diggs. This is me saying Gabe Davis is that dude. And if Gabe Davis is going in your draft where people are projecting him, you need to go a round early. You need to go 2 rounds early. If you were in a salary cap draft and you think he is worth 15, pay 20 for him anyway, because the value you are going to get him for, he is going to surpass it in this offense. I think that Josh is awesome. You know what? You've talked me into Josh in a certain way that I'm like, I want the guy who's going to be catching all those touchdowns, and I think that's going to be Gabe Davis.
Yes.
So that's where I feel. I put my name on
around. I 100%. I think Gabe Davis scores more touchdowns than anybody on that team. So
leading the league,
leading the league in touchdowns is
okay. Wait. Let me put this up real quick. The part about him finishing over Diggs, 100%, I feel that to my core. Like I legit feel that. The part about him leading the league in touchdowns, I think it is strongly possible.
It's possible. It's a bold prediction,
but
like that, though.
You know how I feel about Chase?
Yes.
And the Jefferson thing over the summer, the more I think about it, the more it's like,
he's going to be unreal. It's going to be unreal.
Yo, he's going to be unreal. I bookmarked it earlier. We're going to circle back on Jefferson. Let me know when you're ready to circle back on Jefferson.
I got you. Just to touch one more on the Bills thing, like I already gave my bold Josh thing. I think Josh has the best single season quarterback season ever.
For fantasy,
period. Like Josh walked out on the field once this preseason, said, okay, let's get some things off. Looked like you're not going to Gabe Davis. Like Gabe Davis looked like
You see it.
I talked all offseason about how I think legit Gabe Davis is going to be before you even thought to keep him in our keeper league or anything. Like
going
back and forth.
No. I think but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Week 13 last year, when everybody was chilling, and I had basically no free agent money left. I had like $11 to get me through the next 6 weeks.
Yeah,
I made sure to bid more than just a little bit on Gabe. It was like, I need to make sure I secure this because something is happening here where he looks tremendous.
He's
playing with Josh Allen, who started to look like a superhero.
He's going to be insane. He's going to be unbelievable. Man, that Bills offense is going to be nuts. Let's stay with monster wide receivers. Cooper Kupp.
I wonder if this is mine for Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp is unbelievable. We know this.
Absolutely.
I think Cooper Cup. I think there's a legit, not just like a if he gets hurt or whatever. I think there's a legit possibility he finishes top 12, but outside of the top 10.
That's all on Stafford. That's really just a play on how
That's on
healthy is Matt
Stafford.
Stafford. Yeah.
That's also because I think people forget Allen Robinson is a very, very good wide receiver who has played with horrible, horrible quarterbacks his entire life.
It's not like Cooper Cup wasn't playing with good wide receivers though. Like it's
No,
not.
but to me, this is the best wide receiver he's played with.
I love Robert
If
Woods. I will not call Allen Robinson better than Robert Woods, even
That's
if he
fine.
is better than Robert Woods.
I
I'm
know
not
you
going to
won't.
sit here and act like they're different calibers of
It's not a
players.
different tier. I just think Allen Robinson's better. I think with a healthy Cam Akers now and
Hmm.
Darrell Henderson being there, I think they run the ball using those two guys even more. I think
I
you
can
get a
see.
little
I
bit
absolutely
more.
see that. I
I think
absolutely
you get
see
a
that.
little bit more out of the backfield, out of there. And I think everything I'm hearing with Stafford, like that
That's a.
elbow,
It's
hands back,
not. It's not necessarily a bad bet.
it's
I
bold. Like, of
look.
course, he might
My
he
bold.
can regress and be number 7.
My bold take on Cup isn't nearly that bold. So apparently, I did not go bold enough here. Like I was willing to drop him a couple spots because I don't really feel good. My set, it's not bold to say this. Like flipping a guy from like 3 to 1 isn't bold, but I've come
Right.
around on Justin Jefferson as wide receiver 1.
Yep.
He is at the top of my board now. My wide receiver tier 1 is still 3 players though. Cup is still within that tier 1 along with Chase. Those are the 3. I think all 3 are going to be insanely productive.
You have him 3 now behind Chase too.
Yeah, so at the Stafford thing doesn't make me. I don't feel comfortable with Stafford. So the big thing is for me
It's
when we're
Stafford.
talking about guys towards the top, I am trying to mitigate a certain level of risk with my top guys. You can't
As you should. I think that's
like
fair.
so whether you're in a salary cap, whether you're playing Snake, my whole thing is whoever is going to be your most expensive or your first pick, you need to feel really secure about things.
Yes.
I don't feel secure about Cup if Stafford's not playing. Like I think that say Stafford missed a month, sake of argument, Cup is going to be absolutely be productive. But if you're
It's
taking him
not
at
gonna.
that sort
Yeah.
of price and
Yeah.
he's giving you good wide receiver 2 production, that's a problem. That's a problem. Um, everything sounds like Stafford's going to be ready to play, but it's a matter of how healthy is he actually going to be.
What do you got for Justin Jefferson? This is what I'm looking for. This because I'm going to
So,
tight end afterwards, and I'm going to get
so,
plenty.
uh, so I don't know if this is crazy, super bold, or if it's just one of the numbers that you throw out there. I think he's going for 2,000. Justin Jefferson's going for
Yeah.
2,000 yards. But the thing is, he's so good that I don't know how bold that is.
I don't know how insane that is.
Like,
17
like I don't
games,
like. And here's the thing: I do feel really strongly about Kirk Cousins. Not 45 touchdowns strong.
25,
Like,
45.
I could completely see him going for 2,000 yards, but quote unquote only scoring 10 to 12 touchdowns. I could completely see that within play. I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to throw for 45.
I mean, I mean,
Um,
I mean, look at Julio Jones. Didn't Julio go for like 1,800 one year and only had like 8, 9 touchdowns or something silly like
Something
that?
like, but Julio did that year after year on some really weirdness. Like it used to be
Julio was
kind.
unbelievable.
Nobody got tackled at the 1 and 2 more than Julio. Like it would always just feel wild. But Justin Jefferson, this might have been that I was unwilling to accept that as good as I think CD is, that a better wide receiver was drafted after him. It very well
Yeah,
could have been that was my hangup.
yeah.
I mean, look, CD's awesome. It's not like I'm a
CD's
Philly
great.
fan. It's not like we took Jalen Rager because that's gotta hurt. Philly fans spent like months talking about Justin Jefferson's gonna fall ass.
Goodness,
And
man.
then he fell to
And
them.
he
And they were
did.
so happy. And I was so sick because look, I was happy with the CD pick, but I felt very there were a lot of Cowboys fans who wanted Jefferson, not
Yes.
thinking CD would land there. So it's not a we wanted him over CD. I'm not going to say that.
CD at
We wanted
17, though.
CD.
You got to do
We
that.
didn't think, yeah, exactly. There were a segment of Cowboys fans saying we needed a wide receiver. So I had done extensive work on Jefferson. I felt really, really good about him. the joy in Philly fans when they thought they were going to get him was
We thought they were going to take
sickening.
him. We just kept saying like,
Because
"Oh shit, they're about to get
every mock
Jefferson."
draft for months had said that he was the guy. It was the consensus pick, and it made so much sense. And he was such good value. And
Jalen Rager, bro.
the pain in their
Ugh.
eyes.
Because
You
they
see my
knew.
smile? Like it made me so
They
happy.
knew.
Like
I was
their
like, "Oh,
pain.
stay terrible."
Philly fans were in pain. They were heartbroken. They were crestfallen. The best were the ones that said, "Who, who,
Who?
who, who?"
Oh,
It warmed my soul.
oh. You don't even know
Man,
who that is.
it, it was like the first time you heard "Yesterday" from the Beatles. It was just like,
Yeah,
this is
yeah. It was
different and this is
like the
lovely.
Giants taking Eli
This is
Apple.
amazing.
Yeah.
See, but Eli Apple was supposed to be good. Like
Oh,
it wasn't.
goddamn man. That's not. Anyway, so like Justin Jefferson, if you say he'll average 125 yards a game,
It
not
doesn't sound
outlandish,
insane. It doesn't
and that
sound
gets him to
insane.
2,100 yards. Like
Here,
125 for Jefferson doesn't sound nuts at all.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Not at
So,
all, bro.
but it's one of those things where it's just like, does that even sound outlandish? Because he has been spectacular, and he's just going to keep getting better. Um, so yeah, I think he's going for 2,000 yards. He is now my wide receiver one. My wide receiver two, probably Chase then Cup, but it could be Cup then Chase. That's the cluster. That's my tier one now. But there's a new top dog at the top, and it is possible by the time I start drafting in a week or so
Hmm.
that he's in a tier by himself, and then tier two goes
Wow.
Chase, Cup, Adams. Like I have really come around on Justin Jefferson.
I have a question before we get
Yes.
to tight end. So let's say you are in a full PPR three wide receiver league. Like one quarterback. We'll just keep it normal
Something
that
a
way.
little more traditional. Yep.
Yeah.
You said
So,
three quarter. You said three wide receiver though.
but three wide receiver. Um, how many running backs go before you take Justin Jefferson? Because my answer might
So,
surprise you.
so, so it's one of those things where it's like, where do I think the value is for Jefferson versus where would I personally take him? I assume what you're asking is where would I personally take him? I'm taking Taylor over him.
Yep.
Um, taking Henry over him. I'm not even sure that I'm taking Henry over him.
There we go. That's where
Like
when I said
that
it
gave me
will
more.
surprise
That
you.
gave me more pause than I thought it would. Like it was like I'm taking.
If I take
I
all injury fear out of the
so
way.
I think that the floor for Justin Jefferson is the highest of any non-quarterback. That's the
Ooh.
best way I can put it. I think that he has the highest floor of any non-quarterback this season. I don't see a circumstance where he isn't one of the top 8 wide receivers that doesn't involve a gruesome injury. I'm talking about if he misses 2 to 3 games, he will
He's
still
still gonna
finish as a
be
top
number
8 wide
five.
receiver. He
Yeah.
is going to be that good. Taylor, running backs, it's always weird. So though I think that he has the highest floor as a running back's always weird. The line gets weird about things. They decide not to give you the goal line work. Things get really topsy turvy at running backs in ways that don't make sense. So I think that Taylor's going to be awesome. McCaffrey, the injury thing, I have to make it into a way that I look at things. Cup, you got Stafford out there. Shoulder and elbow issues for a guy who throws,
It matters, dude.
it matters. Like, let's say that he can tough it out because we know that Stafford is a super tough guy, but he's 4% less accurate. For a guy like Cup, that matters.
Yeah, and Jefferson runs away from him, if that's the case. Runs away from him.
So, I mean, I definitely would still take Taylor, and that is largely just because I'm a running back guy. As far as at the top of my board, I want
He's
elite
the
running
safest.
backs more than I want elite wide receivers because I think that you can get away with good wide receivers at really good value later. But like I I
I
wouldn't
mean,
feel
it's a tough
good.
it's a tough
I
one.
wouldn't feel great about taking Jefferson. Say I'm in a snake and I have the third pick. just because I don't generally like taking a wide receiver there.
It's hard to take him there.
But when
It's
you
hard to
look
take
at
him there.
everything, it's really the most sensible thing to do. So, and I tend to go with the most sensible thing. Like I might go with my feelings and say, well, this is what I want. But at the end of the day, I always just lean on what's the most logical move right here.
Yeah.
Other than Taylor, Justin Jefferson might just be the most logical person to take if you are in a three wide
A
receiver
three wide
league
receiver league.
with a traditional quarterback setup.
Yes.
If you are playing in a two wide receiver league, there are probably 6 to 8 running backs I'm touching before Justin Jefferson. More than likely, I'm not touching him top 12 just because I don't believe that I need to. My feeling on the value of wide receiver is such that just my feeling on wide receiver, if there are only two, that's just easy to fill. Finding two quality wide receivers is
Right.
easy in a year
Right.
like this. If you were playing in a traditional format, that's just easy. There are a bunch of them. At that point, I want my running back because it's more scarce. But if you're
It
playing
is.
three wide receiver league, and it does make a difference. It doesn't sound like it makes a difference. It absolutely makes a difference in terms of when you draft a person. Like just like you said, no two QB in a non-two quarterback league. I'm not drafting a quarterback in the first
To
three
round.
rounds under any
I'm
circumstances.
not drafting one to round 6 or 7 for
Yeah,
me.
that's because you don't respect the position. We know
That's
that.
not
We
true.
know that. We
I
know that.
respect it enough.
Enough.
I'm
I
keeping
respect it.
Josh. Josh is untradeable for me.
That's because you literally think that he is going to have the
Oh my
greatest
God,
fantasy
he's gonna
quarterback
go
season ever.
insane. Oh
That's
Josh.
that's your threshold. You need to be the greatest ever, or I
Oh
don't care.
Josh. That's me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's me. Um, yeah, for me, that same question. If I'm taking all injury out of it, it's Taylor McCaffrey and then Jefferson for me over Henry, over Eckler. And you know I love Henry. You know I love Henry. I just think McCaffrey.
Here's the
If you're
thing.
taking,
But you're
and
saying
this
you're
is
saying
if
taking
you're taking
injury
injury
out.
concern out of
I don't think you can do that when the
everybody,
guy's missed that much time the last 2 years.
right?
You
But
can't do
before that,
that.
look at but listen, before
You know
that
who
he was
was
an Iron
healthy?
Man.
You know that Tyron Smith missed one game in his first 8 seasons? When it goes, it
Yeah,
goes. When it goes, it
right.
goes.
When it does, but then we're looking at you don't even think about Henry then because maybe like he just had a bone in his foot snap. When it goes, it goes. Maybe that's him
Which
now
is
too.
which is the exact reason that I
So now
rather
you
take
go
Justin
Taylor and
Jefferson.
you go Jefferson. Yeah,
Yeah, that is. But here's the thing:
yeah,
you're talking about Henry, and I'm like, that is literally the only reason I take Jefferson over Henry
yeah.
is
That's
the
fair.
fact that he broke his foot.
That's fair. That's
Look,
fair.
when it comes to running back, it's just one of those things where with Henry, I think he is a mutant, but I do still accept that he is more than likely just human. At which point, if you are a running back and you get hurt, I look at you differently thereafter, just
Is
because
that
we've seen it so many times.
it fell off
It
the bone and
happens
I'm terrified.
fast. It happens fast.
It
It
fell off the
happens
bone
fast
and
at
I'm
running back.
terrified. I'm so, like it fell off the bone and he played a full year. Like I don't know what to think now, but it
I
still
don't
fell off the
either.
bone. It still fell
I
off the bone a year
like
and a half
I
ago.
could I could absolutely see any of those players finishing above Jefferson.
Yeah,
I just think that Jefferson has the highest floor. I just don't see a
he's gonna be
situation
insane.
like what's a disappointing year for Jefferson?
A disappointing year.
Like what is
A, a,
that
a
you think
disappointing
is
year
reasonable?
is
Like
if he goes like 88 for 1410. That's disappointing for me for what I think Jefferson can do.
if I'm stacking my board and you were saying I guarantee you this is what this person is getting, that's my wide receiver one.
Yeah. And for me, for what I think Jefferson is, that's underperforming. That's how
And,
good I
and,
think he
and
is.
that's how I feel. That's how I feel. That's how
Yeah.
I feel.
Yep. Yep. We see that the same way. Um, my last position, tight end, bold prediction: Evan Ingram drops 25 passes this year because his hands are made out of lead and butter. 25 is a lot, but if anybody can do it, it's old. It's old Paul Olive can hand ass Evan Ingram, my man Dove Soap Fingers. So he's out here. So if anybody can do it, if anybody can lead the universe and drop passes, it's the elbow fingers. Um, so so and then my second tight end one, I'll keep it simple. I think Gerald Everett can finish as a top 5 tight end this year.
Okay, it's possible. Like
I think
you
Gerald
that's one
Everett.
of yours. You
Yeah,
think it can happen. You're not saying it definitively will
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Just because of what I think of Herbert, I think Herbert is in a tier alone after Josh before you get to
happen.
the other quarterbacks. Um, Keenan is a year older. I think he's still going to be really good, but he's a year older. Like, he's entering his year 31. Like, he's turned 31 this year. Mike Williams is going to stretch that field down. We know what Mike Williams you get. Um, there's talk that they want to just a little bit take a step back with Eckler,
Mhm.
just a little bit, but he's still
Because
going to
off
be
the bone,
massive.
because
He,
off the bone.
right, but he's still going to be excellent. But you get to that red zone, you got a guy like Mike Williams, but then you got Gerald Everett down there. Gerald Everett's really good in the red zone. He runs really good routes. He's a massive upgrade to Jared Cook. And tight end, there's always a random guy who hops up in there to be a top five tight end after those top two, maybe top three studs.
All
I
right,
think
well,
Gerald Everett has it. I see
all
a
right,
Gerald Everett
well,
path.
I got one at tight end, just one. I've talked about this guy a lot, and the more I looked at it, the
Look at this
stronger I
bullshit.
felt.
To the what Pro Bowl? He made the Pro Bowl last year. 40 catches, 19 drops, or whatever he had.
They don't say all that. It
All
just
he
say
needs
Pro
is
Bowler.
all
It
he
just say
needs
Pro
to
Bowler.
do is have
Just say
everybody ahead
Pro
of him say,
Bowler.
"I don't want to go," and then he could be a
He
Pro
got that
Bowler
money.
again.
He got that
That's
check.
great.
He got
That's
that
good.
check.
I bet he dropped it.
All right. I got one at tight end. I don't know how bold it's going to be based on the way that I've talked about it throughout the summer.
Okay.
Fantasy wise, I'm not going to get it. I don't like to say that a person is a better player because I think that this guy is a Cole Kmet's going to finish above George Kittle for the season. I am
I
not
can
necessarily
see
saying
that,
he
and
will
I don't hate
average.
that.
I'm not necessarily saying he will average more on a per game basis. Kittle just plays like a
Kittle,
bowling ball, and he's going to miss
he's gonna
time.
miss because he's gonna run into. There's gonna be three people try to tackle him. He's gonna try to run all three of them over.
And look, if I were a San Fran
I
fan,
love it
I would
about him, man.
love that dude, like legit. But that dude just plays in a way where I don't trust him to play every week.
No.
And I think Cole Kmet is going to be consistently productive.
Yeah.
Cole Kmet,
Six catches,
walking
80
jacks, man.
yards,
Not even that. Like
570 in the
six,
touch,
not even like
6 for 60 in the
five,
touch.
5 for 58 in a touch. But he's going to
you
do it
know, he's gonna
consistently.
do it like
He's
six,
not going
seven
to have those.
times. Yeah.
He's not going to have those 30-point weeks, but he's going to get you that 12 to
He's gonna
16
have one
every
30.
week.
He's gonna have one week
And
where it's just like
and at
10 for
tight end,
108.
so the way I would put it is, I expect the season from Komet that we saw from Schultz last year.
Yeah,
That is the best way I could put it.
I like
Where it's
Komet.
just going to be one of those things where it's like nobody really trusted because it never looks spectacular, but it's so damn consistent week after week. He's going to get those targets. I love Mooney, but for a young quarterback, that tight end, that security blanket right in the middle, and Komet actually looks really good with Fields already. They have this connection. I think he's going to do the same sort of things for Fields
Yeah.
that Andrews has done for Lamar, though I don't think he's
Yep.
as good as Andrews.
Yep.
I think he's going to play a similar role in the development of Justin Fields. I think he's going to have a terrific year. And I think Kittle's going to miss games. Kittle is a
I'm
better player, but I think he's going to miss 3, 4, 5 games just because when you play that way at that position, it's going to happen. Especially when guys have long since come to the understanding of the
yeah.
best bet is to go low because
I'm
of
a
how big and
touch.
physical you are.
Yep.
The best
Go
bet to
low.
get you down is to go low. Like trying to get Kittle down by his shoulders or around his rib cage.
It's
It's
gonna get
not
you
going to
embarrassed.
work if you are a DB. That's not going to work for you. I'm sorry. He is too strong. Your best bet is to go low. And unfortunately, that means more injuries. That's
I
just,
I am a touch lower on Mooney than I have been, just because I think Komet is going to be
he's going to
like
eat.
he's going to be the safety valve. He's going to be the guy when you need tough 4 or 5 yards. I think Komet's going to be that guy. The more I look at it, the more I see how Fields, you know, at the end of last year, Mooney did have some big games, but
Absolutely.
now you're coming to the season, you don't do anything to address wide receiver. Mooney's going to start seeing coverages that he hadn't seen. They're going to start saying, if I take Mooney away, what are you going to do? Cole Kmet. And I think Cole Kmet, 75, 80 catches for a tight end,
It
something
goes a
like
very, very
it
long
goes a
way.
long way. I see it. I dig it. I don't have anything. Kicker defense, who cares? Um,
Actually, I got one defense.
you got one defense?
It's not bold. I mean, it's not bold. It's just defense. Micah Parsons. He's that dude. I
Defensive player of
don't.
the year.
I'm talking about from a fantasy standpoint. The leagues I play in that have an IDP, there's a big incentive on tackles and on sacks. He is going to be
He's
towards the
going to be
top of the
nuts.
league in both.
Gonna be nuts.
So it's going to be a ridiculous IDP year. I'm not even telling you to value IDP that much. If you play in a league with me, please do not value IDP. It does nothing for you. Wait for it. Get it like a kicker. Defense.
Right.
End of the draft. No need to invest in it. No need to think
Basically,
about it.
because there's enough of
But
them, you'll be fine.
for those who kind of do care, Michael Parsons is going to be awesome.
He's going to be great. What's the bull? Like one question before we do. What's the bull question AD on Aaron Donald? You mean, or you talking about
I
Anthony?
don't know. I don't
But
know
who's
who he's.
AD?
I
Aaron
assume
Donald?
he means. I assume, what bold prediction would there be? He's awesome.
Maybe he gets suspended.
We find out he's from Mars.
Like maybe like people talking about maybe he's gonna get suspended. Like
Suspended for
no,
what? It's
no.
practice.
People throw
Y'all had
helmets
the
and
bright idea to do this joint practice. Whose dumbass idea was that?
yeah. I don't have any bold Aaron Donald prediction. He's already like one of the 10 best players ever to live. Like I don't have anything
Top
bold.
top three defender ever.
Yeah, like I, I
Top
don't I don't
three.
have I don't have anything bold other than maybe he gets to number two
I
ever.
think that is close. I I don't know what there is to say. He's freaking awesome.
He's unbelievable. Like he's
He's so.
what
Let's not
what
talk
makes
about.
it's not
Is he
numbers. Like
not the
like Aaron
best?
Donald
Is
is
he
not going to
not the
get
best
20
player?
sacks,
Is he not the
but
best player in football? Like all jokes
yeah,
aside, he's the
100%.
best player in football.
It's not close to me. It's not close to. It's not close for me. I'm a defensive guy. I'm a D line guy, but it's not close for me. Nobody does what they do at their position unless you want to go Trent Williams. Trent's amazing. Unless you want to go Trent Williams, and you say Trent Williams is the very best, then maybe you go Trent. But I don't think anybody does what they do at their position better than Donald does. I don't think it's like no none of it. Like all of the things that go into a position, he does all of it. Like unless he doesn't play the run super well, that's what people say. They give him that maybe, but
He plays the run pretty decently though. Like he,
yeah,
he legitimately plays the run pretty well.
yeah. Like you're nitpicking at that point. Maybe you go Trent Williams because Trent Williams is unbelievable. But other than
What
that,
people expect in the run game is for him to be a one technique. He's not a one
he's
technique.
not a
That's
one
not his
technique.
job. So if you're gonna say he's not great in the run game, at least know like what his actual job is
Right.
within the construct of the run game.
And that job that he does
I,
better than
look,
anybody else. Like he's just
what am I supposed to say about Aaron Donald? Like he's gonna bring a knife on the field with him next time? Like I don't. Like what am
and
I
then
supposed to
hand it to you,
say?
try to stop him, and then once he gets
Yeah.
past it, that's another thing I can check off a list.
Like the boldest thing I can say about Aaron Donald is I don't necessarily think he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. Is
I
that
think Micah
bold?
Parsons will. I agree with you. I think Micah Parsons won Defensive Player of the Year this year.
If the Browns are good, I think it will be largely on the back of Miles Garrett.
It is going to be Miles.
Um, I
I
don't
just
think
think
they're going to be good though.
I
So
just think Parsons does
I'm not even going to
more.
say I'm not going to make a prediction for Parsons, though I think it's possible he could. I
He's
think
going to
it's
be
absolutely
insane,
possible for
bro.
T.J. Watt as well. Like the boldest thing about you could say about Donald is he doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, but he is still the best guy. Like he's the best player in the league.
He's the best football player in the league. Yeah, basically that's pretty much it. So hope that's bold enough. Like he's better than everybody else. Um,
Like yeah, I
like
don't know.
like he would have retired as the best player in the league. So there you go. That's bold. It's bold that he took off two helmets and he was swinging them shits. Like that's bold. And imagine being the dude on the opposite end of Aaron Donald swinging. At that point, you just drop it, hitting the floor like,
Yo,
yo, chill.
he
I'm
really
sorry, young
thought he
guy.
was Maximus and Gladiator with that one.
He's
Like,
terrifying, bro.
dude,
He was swinging
this
them
is
shits like
like
Katana in Mortal Kombat.
this is
Like, he is
practice.
terrifying.
This is practice. But hey, anybody talking about he needs to get suspended over that? Like, come on, man,
Come on, bro. It's
come on.
practice, not a game.
If he does it in a game, if he snatches off not one but two helmets in a game and starts swinging them, all right,
Sure,
you got to give him some games. I
it's
get it.
practice, bro.
Like, I'd like to see it. I must admit, I'm a
He's got some rage issues, man.
like fam,
He's got some issues.
fam.
B.
Like,
He's gonna do some things.
like two of them though. Like that's the thing. It wasn't what
He's gonna
like.
do some things.
I want to know how he ended up with both simultaneously. Like, did he snatch them from two different people at
Right.
once? Did he take one and then look for somebody like, nah, get up off yours too? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
But he's
understand the physics
like,
of it.
he's been
I don't
choking
get the
people.
physics of it.
Like he's out here, like,
I'm
Aaron's.
waiting for the eye gouge. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the full on Ric Flair boop, little eye
I'm waiting
gouge.
for him to legit like get under somebody's pads and pick him up and just start running downfield with him in the air and just throw him somewhere. Like he's terrifying. But that's it, man. That's all I got.
Hey,
That's all I
hey,
got,
hey.
man.
Gabe Davis. He's
Gabe
that
Davis is
dude.
gonna
It's coming.
listen.
It's
Gabe Davis is
coming.
gonna wall out. Justin Jefferson 2,000 yards. Kirk 45. That offense is gonna be crazy, bro. That offense is gonna be nuts. I'm glad you
We
agree.
were we were
Um,
rocking until you got the
and
Kirk.
then
He's
and,
gonna
and
be
and
good
then you
though.
said
He's gonna be
Carson
good.
Wentz is better than Aaron Rodgers. That's what
I
everybody
did
was saying.
not say
So that's
that.
cool.
People
But
can
I mean,
rewind the tape. He's going to be
we
more
bold, man.
productive from a
That's all
fantasy
right. You was
standpoint.
bold, baby. You bold. You my
Not
man. Be
that bold. That's
bold.
stupid. That
Be
dude
bold.
sucks.
You
That dude
know.
sucks.
Listen, man. Next time we're on here, we got fresh glasses for you again, baby. Just
Hey,
understand that.
it's
Understand.
me.
It's
It's
me.
me.
It's him.
Hey,
It's
it's
him. Y'all
me.
be easy.
Yes.
Listen, when we are back, if you got drafts this weekend, good luck. I hope we helped at all. Unless you're drafting against me on Tuesday, and then I hope you listen to what I say. Don't listen to what I say. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a dude just out here doing shit.
We just
Don't worry
talking,
about
man.
me.
We just